If you're like me, you're always looking for new ideas and strategies that will help get you to that next level. You'll have to overcome some challenges and some obstacles that may weigh you down. Ideally, you'll find a way to take others with you to enjoy the ride. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Steve Porcaro, and I'm inviting you on a passion quest. Today, we'll meet Mary Kay Rendock, Connecticut's 2006 Teacher of the Year. This is a woman who's devoted her entire professional life to educating children, and her lessons go a lot farther than the classroom. With Mary Kay, students learn they really do have the ability to reach for the sky. A lifelong resident of Connecticut, Mary Kay Rendock is a teacher at Carmona Race Middle School in Bloomfield. She's been teaching for more than 20 years, but from the very beginning, she knew she wanted to work in an urban public school, where they sometimes have trouble finding teachers.
When I graduated from college, I knew that I needed to teach in a district where the kids needed someone. And my original intention was to go right straight to Hartford, into the city, and that didn't happen. But I believe that where I am, I'm really needed. I spend more time with my students than my own children sometimes. And you just might not realize what a huge impact that does have.
What is this letter mostly about? What's the key word? Mostly. That's a probability word. That's pretty cool.
I don't allow the kids to say it's too hard in here. They can say it's too challenging. And then when they finally get it, it's a dream. Yesterday, in fact, we've been working on long division, and it's killing them. It's really difficult. And so yesterday we backed off the long division, and I taught them how to do division with zeros, say 4,500 divided by 500. You know, cancel the zeros, just do the fact. And they were like, oh, so easy. We can do this. Why didn't you tell us this was so easy? Oh my God, you know. And that's the best part, being able to instill the confidence in them that you know they have. I want them to remember that when they were in my classroom, I knew they could do whatever they could put their mind to. It didn't matter how huge or how insurmountable it looked. If there was a way to get there, I was going to help them get there.
Mary Kay is always striving to give her students life lessons, in addition to their classroom lessons. That's why they develop such special relationships year after year. But a few years back, she had to lead her class through one of life's toughest lessons.
Many, many years ago, I had a student who had been diagnosed with myeloma, and he missed quite a bit of school in the spring, and my class was feeling a little bit helpless. So we decided we would make this great big paper chain and sell the links for a dime. And we raised $200, and we thought, well, let's give it to Eric's Hospital. And so I called, at that time, Newington Children's Hospital, which was transferring over to CCMC. And they said, well, we're not sure what we could do. And then they called back and they said, hey, we'd like to use your chain as the ribbon to open the hospital. So the whole class got dressed up. It was beautiful. They were in suits and dresses. And we drove down to the hospital on a bus. And Eric stood beside the president of the hospital and cut the ribbon that opened the new hospital. And it was amazing. That happened in April. And the kids hadn't seen him in a very long time because he'd been home. So it was a nice little reunion for them. After that, during that spring, I would take the kids on Thursday afternoons, a few at a time, to go over to his house. They would play video games and eat popsicles, which was pretty much all he was able to keep down at that time. And I think that was one of the nicest. Eric passed away that December, but I think that the kids remember that. I think that really made a huge impact on their lives. Those kids, because that was 1996, so those kids are in college and beyond now. And when I see them, it's still something they talk about. It was a real life lesson. They learned a lot about life that year, how it's good, how it's not so good, how you can make it better, and how when you do have a little bit of power and you just work a little bit harder at things, it can make someone else's life easier.
It's easy to see why Mary Kay was being considered for Teacher of the Year, but it wasn't something that was just handed to her. She had to do her homework.